Yo, what up everyone? I'm Rahimi here, owner of Rappin' and Snackin', coming at you with another video. This one is going to be on my entire Nas collection. Nas, one of my favorite rappers of all time, one of the greats, been making music since the early 90s, still making music today. Just released an album recently actually with King's Disease #2 and recently won a Grammy on King's Disease #1. So he's very, very, very relevant still, and he's still making good music if you ask me. It's his birthday today, so I figured I'd go ahead and put in my entire collection. This includes vinyl records, CDs, tapes. I have a shirt or a sweatshirt in here. I got box sets, I got DVDs, I got a whole lot of stuff, so make sure to stay tuned for the whole thing. It's probably going to be a long video, and I kind of don't like doing videos like this because I'm getting Nas stuff constantly, so this video is going to get dated very soon, but whatever, gotta do it. I know a lot of people want to see this. If you follow me on Instagram in particular, I always post those big layout photos, and I'm not able to capture everything in those photos, so this video will get to show you a little more of what I have, and I'm probably forgetting some stuff, but whatever. Hit me up on Instagram at Rappin' and Snackin'. Let's go ahead and get into it. Like and subscribe to appreciate y'all. First off, we got Nas's album on vinyl, Illmatic. I mean, is there much to say about this? I'm not going to go ahead and review everything, otherwise this video would be well over an hour. So I'll just give like little brief descriptions. This is an original 1994 pressing. It's got the promo cut in the top portion of the vinyl sleeve, and boom, there you have it, Nas Illmatic on vinyl. Then I actually have the same thing, this one with no promo cuts, Nas Illmatic. If you're wondering why I have two of these, I remember I purchased them from Discogs, this is years ago, and the owner actually was selling both together. So I was like, alright, it wasn't even a bad price at all, so picked them both up, boom. Next up we got It Was Written on Vinyl. Nas, this is 1996 pressing right here. Awesome album. A great follow-up to Illmatic. Really love how they kept it with the theme of the projects in the background. Nas's face in the forefront, obviously older in this photo than the baby photo. And then boom, there you have it. It Was Written. Incredible album. Then we go ahead and move on to the next one. This is Nas's I Am. His third album right here. I remember this cover was done by Danny Hastings, and he has a very interesting story on how the cover was made. So go ahead and Google that if you don't know. Type in Nas I Am, Danny Hastings, maybe cover story or something like that, and you can go ahead and read about it. But boom, have that on vinyl, also an original copy. Then we got Nas's Nostradamus. A lot of people thought around this era, and even the I Am era, but this era in particular, a lot of people think Nas fell off. He was far past his prime. He wasn't making very good music, and to be honest, from Illmatic and It Was Written and even I Am, this is definitely a drop-off. I wouldn't say it's a horrible album, but it's not a favorable album. It's okay, it's got a couple joints on here, but it's nothing too crazy. But Nas has released a really great album since this album has been released, and let's go ahead and get into the next one. This, I'm sure a lot of people don't know what this is. This is Apocalypse, I'm reading the actual title, Apocalypse Nas Prelude to Stillmatic. So this came out before Stillmatic. This is actually just a few random cuts from previous albums leading up to Stillmatic, and that's what this is. It is a gatefold, so boom, you can see it says Stillmatic right there. And then on the back, it just has the Nas logo. So pretty cool stuff. There you have it. Then obviously next would be Stillmatic right here. Super awesome album. Definitely a step up from I Am. Definitely a step up from Nostradamus. And here we have it. I've actually never really read into why, and I'd be interested as to why there's a pigeon right here. I just don't know why. I just find that interesting. But anyways, really dope album right here. Nas, Stillmatic. Then we got another just great album by Nas here, man. This is Godson. Super awesome stuff right here. And now I'm looking back, there's pigeons in his hands right here. But Nas's Godson is definitely a great album. And ranking Nas's albums is a pretty tough task. It's easy to call this a top 5 album, but then when you look at some of the stuff he's released, it's like, damn, is this a top 5 album from Nas? Because he just released some really stellar work. And this being definitely in that category. Then we got Nas's Lost Tapes. So this is a compilation, but this compilation is definitely better than some of his albums. It's really strong. I remember Papa Was a Play is one of my favorites from this, and up to this point, everything here is original pressings from the release years. But Nas's Lost Tapes, super awesome. He did release a Lost Tapes 2, which you'll see later in this video, which is definitely nowhere near the same caliber as this one. Let me put some of these on the floor. And let's get right into Nas's Streets Disciple. This is actually a sampler for Streets Disciple on vinyl. This was pressed in the United Kingdom, not in the United States. And it's just a sampler with 4 songs on it. It's got Virgo, Reason, Suicide Bounce, and Nazareth Savage, all of which made it to the Streets Disciple album. Pretty cool cover as well. Then we get into the Streets Disciple album right here. Boom. Right here. This is his only double album, I'm quite certain. Yeah, it's his only double album. There you have it, Nas Streets Disciple. Always like this cover. Hype sticker still on it. Boom, boom. Next up, we got Nas's Hip Hop Is Dead. A lot of people gave Nas, not a lot of people, but some people gave Nas flack for this title because they're saying hip hop isn't dead. Some people were agreeing with him saying hip hop is dead. Then this phrase kind of just stayed, and I still hear it. I still see a lot of people on my Instagram saying, oh man, do you miss hip-hop in the 90s? I mean, it's been dead for a decade. It's been dead for 2 decades. It's been dead since the 2000s. I'm like, bro, hip-hop is not dead, man. There's a lot of great music, great artists, etc. Just as one person said it, don't be riding that trend or whatever. And Nas is still making music, and I'm sure he doesn't think hip-hop is dead. I mean, in some aspects, sure, but he definitely is still releasing music. He still messes with a lot of artists. He endorses certain artists, etc., etc., etc. But anyways, Nas Hip Hop Is Dead. It's a decent album. It's like a mid-tier Nas album for sure. And boom, there you have it. Next up, also original pressing. Next up, we got Nas's Untitled album. A lot of people would say Nas Nostradamus is his worst album. I would probably say Nas Untitled, which was initially supposed to be titled The N-Word. He kind of backed out last minute and just called it Untitled. So boom, there you have it. Yeah, this might be his worst album, if we're not counting like I don't know, Lost Tapes 2 is kind of bad too, but it's a compilation, so I won't count it. So as far as official albums, I'll go with Untitled. Next up, we got Life Is Good. This, talk about a return to full form. This is a great album. For a long time, I was thinking this is my 3rd favorite Nas album, and it might still be. It's definitely a top 5 Nas album, in my opinion. It's just an exceptional piece of work. For him to come out in 2012 and release this, if you just go ahead, and I remember the song Nasty, it had a music video as one of the singles. The song Nasty came out, and that really sounded like vintage Nas. It sounded like Nas rapping in like the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. So he sounded at least a decade younger, and he really brought it on that song. And then there's other songs on here that are just so good. Nas Life Is Good, incredible material. Then we got Nas's album Nasir right here. This is his album that was produced by Kanye West. This was part of when Kanye West was releasing those albums with 7 songs in that summer, where Kanye had released his album, he had released Pusha T's album, he had released his album with Kid Cudi. He'd also released an album with Nas. And he did one with Tiana Taylor, but that was 8 tracks, if I recall. This was 7 tracks. It was decent. I know a lot of people didn't like this, mainly because a lot of people just dislike Kanye West. Let's just keep it real. A lot of people don't like Kanye West, so they kind of panned this album. And some people also didn't like how short it was. They called it an EP, etc. But all things considered, this is a pretty decent record. Boom, Nasir. Next up, we got King's Disease right here on vinyl. This is the one that won the Grammy. It's produced by Hit Boy. I think it's a pretty solid album. Boom, there you have it. Don't have King's Disease 2 on vinyl yet. It's on pre-order. Then I got the Firms album. Boom. This is his group with AZ, Foxy Brown, Nature. Cormega wasn't in this particular casting of the group. As you can see, he's not here. But obviously, actually on the King's Disease album, he was on a song there. But then with the rest of the Firm, Dr. Dre was on there too. Nature wasn't on that song though. But anyways, you got the Firm right here, 1997 release. This was just called The Album, if I recall. Yep, The Album. Boom, boom, boom. Next up, we got an album that is not a Nas album, but I'm definitely throwing it in here because Nas helped exec produce it. Did he? Is my memory right? Exec producer Nas and Ill Will, and co-exec producer LES and Horse. But anyways, I just am including this in here. And actually, with that being said, I'm not including certain things in here. I'm not including, like, my Belly DVD, my Belly vinyl, like some soundtracks that Nas is on, like that. I'm not really including it because there's just so much stuff, and I already know I'm forgetting a few things. But anyways, these are my Nas albums and associated albums on vinyl. Let's go ahead and get into his singles. Give me a second real quick. Alright, back. Time to get into my Nas vinyl singles. Going to start off with the Firm right here. We got Firm Biz on vinyl right here. Boom, boom. B-side Executive Decision, which I prefer Executive Decision over Firm Biz, but that's just me. There you have it right there. Boom, boom. Next up, we got a Firm album sampler right here. Promo only. This was pressed in the UK, if I recall. And it's got, just some tracks from the album. Pretty cool cover as well, and double vinyl. Boom, boom. Next up, going to get into the QB Finest vinyl that I have, Queensbridge Finest, from that compilation I was just talking about. First off, we got the Bridge 2001 right here. Obviously, we got Queensbridge right there. B-side is Uchi Wally, which leads perfectly into my next vinyl, which is Uchi Wally right here. Boom, boom. And I also have another cover for it. This also has the song You Owe Me, which is by Nas. But then here we got another cover for Uchi Wally, which, interestingly enough, if you look at the back, it's very similar to the front of this pressing. But boom. And on this B-side, you have Find Your Wealth on the B-side. So boom. This song, a lot of people did not like this song, and a lot of people think Nas got outdone on his own song. But I'll let y'all be the judge. Next up, let's get into Nas's solo discography. So first off, this is when Nas was known as Nasty Nas. This is before Illmatic, but it did make its way to Illmatic, and I'm talking about the song Halftime. Incredible song, originally part of the Zebrahead soundtrack. Really dig this cover, really dig the purple, really dig the yellow. Maybe it's the inner Laker in me, I don't know, but it's a fantastic song. And interestingly enough, the song Halftime ended up making it to track 5 of Illmatic halfway through the album, so pretty smart. I like the thought behind that. Next up, we got It Ain't Hard to Tell, the UK remixes, which this is interesting because, one, this is pressed in the UK. Two, they're not using the It Ain't Hard to Tell cover. They're using the Life's a Bitch cover, and I'll tell you why that is. But first off, like I said, it's got the It Ain't Hard to Tell remixes. Then we get into Life's a Bitch. Of the singles from the Illmatic album, this is definitely the hardest to find. And when I mean hardest to find, I mean that Life's a Bitch, you can find it with later pressings, and the original pressing is the hardest to find, which is the one I have here. I've been searching for this for a while. The repress, the image is not as clear, the text isn't as clear, there's other things as well, but the original pressing for this is definitely goes for a good amount of money. I put a screenshot of the Discogs history on it, but I was very happy when I found this at Amoeba. Boom, Life's a Bitch right there. Next up, man, oh my goodness, we got One Love. Great song, man. Anyone who likes Illmatic, anyone who likes Nas definitely likes this song. It's just a banger. Q-Tip does well producing. It's just such a great song. And then, I can be saying the same thing about this next song, The World Is Yours, Pete Rock on production. Amazing stuff. What more can be said? Then we got a song that really helped bring Nas more to the mainstream. This is, if I recall, it was written is Nas' best-selling album. I'm pretty certain on that. This song being probably the main reason for that, because it features Lauryn Hill on the chorus, and on top of that, this is when the Fugees really blew up too. The score was really big. That album was global, and that obviously helped Nas as it was written because Lauryn Hill was featured on it. It was a single, a lot of people heard it, so this song got a lot of recognition, and for good reason. It's a great song. So boom. Next up, this is just one of my favorite singles of all time. This is Nas' Street Dreams. Pretty sure everything else that I had prior was original pressing. This is a repress. This is not the 1996 pressing for Street Dreams. Not there's anything wrong with that. Doesn't matter. But here it is. Really love the 8 Series Beamer on it. Super sick. Street Dreams, excellent song. Affirmative Action on the B-side. Really, really, really strong. This song, Hate Me Now, was also very popular. I'm not the biggest fan of the chorus, but Nas does go in. I'm not a big fan of puffy choruses in general, typically. But Nas does go in. The cover is hard. Love the Fatigues. Blaze of 50 on the B-side. That's a cool song. Next we got Nostradamus. Not the biggest fan of the song. Let's just be real. I'm just not. But boom, there you have it. B-side is Shoot 'Em Up. The B-side Shoot 'Em Up is far better than the A-side. If you think Nostradamus is better than Shoot 'Em Up, I'd be shocked. Next up, we got You Owe Me. This song also was interesting. Jay-Z used this in his beef against Nas, this song right here. You Owe Me, I like the cover. This song is not that great. Nas and Genuine is not a good mashup by any means, in my opinion. The song New World and Come Get Me are on the other tracks on here. Come Get Me is probably my favorite of those 3 that I mentioned. Then we got Nas's Got Yourself a Gun. Great, great, great song. Really dig this one. Just awesome track by Nas. Your Demand is on the B-side. This is a great song. And I remember when I started watching Sopranos, their theme song or their intro song or whatever was the original version of Got Yourself a Gun. So not Nas, but the original. I don't remember who sings or made that track, but I always thought of Nas because he sampled that. But anyways, Sopranos, great show too. Next up, we got the Get Down EP. This was pressed in the UK, and this is not a single. It's an EP just from some Nas releases. We have Get Down on here, great song. Nas is like, amazing song. New York State of Mind, possibly my favorite Nas song, and then No Ideas Original, which is awesome from the Lost Tapes, good song. So boom, boom, boom. There you have it. Next up, we got an uplifting, positive, make you feel good track, I Can. This is a great song, man. This is Nas proving that he can do the really gritty stuff, but he can also do things that can be listened to with your children, with people who can't listen to like explicit music, even though there's explicit lyrics. It's just such an explicit, excellent song. Nas's I Can is just a great, great, great track, man, for real. And it's got some remixes on here too, or a remix on here too. Then we got Nas's One Mic, talking about using an instrumental to its capacity and making the effects of a song really matter. Nas really did that in One Mic. I like the music video. I love the song. One Mic right here. Second Childhood is on the B-side. I mean, bro, like, just picking like your favorite Nas singles out of some of these is really tough. And then especially when you get to Made You Look, just a banger, banger, banger of a song. This song you can really, particularly in summer, you can throw it on, but anytime, man. I mean, this is so great. One Mic's on the B-side. Just look at the back right here. He was slave to a page in my rhyme book. Nas, man. Then we got, I always liked this song, man. Mainly because it had his dad on it. I just thought that was really cool, father and son on a track together, and it's not whack. And Bridging the Gap, a cool title too. Good track, man. This is on the Streets Disciple album, if I recall. Streets Disciple album. Pretty good song. Next up, we got Thief's Theme. Now, this is not... Hey, man, Nas with Thief's Theme, when this dropped, Nas on this track really, really, really went in, and it's so good, and he remixed it with Hip Hop Is Dead, essentially. Man. Next up, we got Just a Moment with Quan. Always like this purple cover right here, just super awesome. It's a good song, man. People don't talk about this album as much, Streets Disciple, but it's got some joints on it. It's a double album, so pretty much any double album in hip-hop, you can take a couple songs off them. Streets Disciple, maybe more than some others, but it's a decent album at the end of the day. Would be definitely a better one-discer, but boom, Just a Moment right there. And these are Heroes on the B-side. Next up, we got a picture disc, Hip Hop Is Dead right here. Boom. Nas on the back. Pretty cool picture disc. Boom, boom. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I got some generic vinyl. Let me go ahead and pull that up. I'll be right back. All right, next up we got my generic vinyl. This is vinyl without, like, you know, the cover and the artwork that a lot of people seek out for. But at the end of the day, it's all about the music. I do have a pretty decent amount of Nas generic sleeve vinyl, but I'll kind of speed through some of these, keep this video a little bit shorter. First off, we got Nas, It Ain't Hard to Tell. This has a sticker on it right here, which is pretty dope. I wish I had just the sticker off the record. That would be awesome. And then you see the back right there. I actually have the same thing again right here. I think I got this one for really cheap, so I just went ahead and picked it up just for the heck of it. I usually try not to get exact duplicates. This case, I do have one. But then I'm going to keep this up for reference right here because I have Nas, It Ain't Hard to Tell right here. And you can see this is in shrink. This is not. However, this also does not have a sticker on it. This one, the Nas, is on the actual record. So see that right there? Boom. Not sure why they did that on this pressing. If I recall, this is a repress, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. So that might be why they didn't have any more stickers to throw on the record or on the sleeve. I don't remember. May want to fact check me on that. Go ahead and look it up. Next up, we got Nostradamus on clean vinyl right here. Boom. It's got the hype sticker up top, double vinyl, clean. There you have it. Next up, we got Nas, God Love Us. This is from the Nostradamus album right here, hype sticker right there. And we have You Owe Me on the B-side. Moving on, we got Nas's Hate Me Now on vinyl. With Nas's Like on the B-side. Nas's Like, in my opinion, is the better single of the two. Or actually, wait up. Huh. It says Nas's Like is on the vinyl, but it doesn't say here, and I haven't spun this in a while, so I don't remember. Anyways, I'll have to look at that later. But the hype sticker says Hate Me Now and Nas's Like. Moving on right here, we have the song Nostradamus, the single Nostradamus, hype sticker up there. Not too crazy about this one, but there we have it, and it's just like some of the other ones on that red generic sleeve. Moving on here, this is We Will Survive and You Won't See Me Tonight. What's interesting about this, hype sticker is a little beaten up. This one is on red vinyl. So everything else, and see that DJ writing on the back right there? Hate when people do that, but, you know, people had to do what they had to do back in the day. Quick reference. The other vinyl that I pulled out were not colored. This is colored red vinyl. Not sure why they did it on this particular pressing and single, but they did. Moving on, we got an underrated song in Nas's catalog. This one being What Goes Around. Also interesting that they did press it up on vinyl, but this is a pretty good song. From Stillmatic, they may have labeled it as a bonus track on the album. It was either that or Every Ghetto was the bonus track on Stillmatic. What Goes Around or Every Ghetto, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll see it on the CD when I pull it out. But boom. Then we have the Lost Tapes clean version, right? The limited edition mix show sampler, that's what it is, yeah, and they're all clean. Boom, double vinyl. Next up, we have Star Wars and On the Real on generic black sleeve vinyl. These songs were actually released and are added to the Illmatic 10-year anniversary edition. So you may be like, oh, those sound familiar. They're on there. And if you don't, either buy the vinyl or buy that re-release. Next up, we got, hey man, this song I really like. This is Can't Forget About You by Nas on his Hip Hop Is Dead album. I really like the Christmas feel to this track. I also just think it's just a great song. I think Nas does well with storytelling, and he definitely makes you feel good on this song. And the feature does well in this too, Chrisette Michele. She does awesome. So big shout out. Next up, we have Nas's single Hip Hop Is Dead. Hype sticker right here says Hip Hop Is Dead, the N. So it's interesting because this, I believe Nas was like going by the symbol at that time, just the N letter, I should say. And that's why you see the N right there, but you'll see Nas underneath. So that's just interesting. And his album after was the Untitled album, which was originally just titled The N-Word, but he changed that. So I just find it interesting, like at this time, he was kind of introducing the N in his name, or the N by him. Next up, we got Nas's Make the World Go Round. This is from the Untitled album. I remember I thought this song was pretty catchy, but I'm sure if I listened to it now, I probably wouldn't like it all that much. Chris Brown, The Game. This album, I just try not to revisit. I'm not the biggest fan of it. That concludes my vinyl for this video. It's kind of a lot. I hope I didn't waste too much time. Not waste, but hope I didn't go too long because I got CDs and other stuff. So I'm pulling that up right now. All right, I'm back. Put all the vinyl away. Now I got CDs, tapes, DVDs, box sets, magazines, etc. I'm trying to go through this so y'all can see it all and try not to use up too much time going through everything. This is your mid-video reminder to please subscribe, please like the video, appreciate y'all, and hit me up on Instagram at Rappin' and Snackin'. First off, we got Nas's Illmatic right here. Not much to be said, just a masterpiece right there. 1994, classic. Now this is something that you guys will probably want to go ahead and pay attention to. There's a few Nas albums that have various track lists within them. So with this, going to start off right here. We have It Was Written. This is the 1996 US pressing, 14 tracks. Then the pressing from the European Union, which has the bonus track, track 15, Silent Murder. So definitely go ahead and pick that one up. And there's probably, I don't think it's just European Union. I think there's a few places with that bonus track, but definitely want to go ahead and check that song out if you haven't. 1996 Nas, great stuff. Moving on to his next album, I Am, right here, just a standard pressing. Same thing with Nostradamus, boom, boom. Both in 1999. Then we got Nas's Nas The Chronicle. So some people may be like, what is this? I don't know what this is. This is just a compilation that released, I believe, in Europe. And this just has 6 tracks. It's got One Love, If I Ruled the World, Hate Me Now, You Owe Me, Salute Me the General, and You're the Man. So the song Salute Me the General is the only song that I hadn't heard when I picked this up. So if anything, if you haven't heard that song and you can't find the CD, then go ahead and listen to that song on YouTube or download it or whatever you got to do. Moving on. This is interesting. So this is not the same scenario as like It Was Written where Europe had that bonus track. This is just one of those instances where I believe there was a sample clearance issue. So right here I have the original Stillmatic, and here I have the one that most people probably have. So first off here, this is the one, and remember I was calling back to earlier my video where I said I wasn't sure if What Goes Around or Every Ghetto was the last song on the album. Well, What Goes Around is the second to last song, and Every Ghetto is the last song. But anyways, this pressing right here has the track Braveheart Party on it with Mary J. Blige. It's track 11. So this pressing, which was probably the one that most people have, does not have that song. If I recall, it has to do with sample issues. Either that or Mary J. Blige didn't want it on the album. It was something to that effect. Either way, you can go ahead and look it up. It's not hard information to find. And basically, Braveheart Party was not added to further pressings of this album. And Braveheart Party, to be honest, if you haven't heard it, you're not missing that much. I don't like it too much, but go ahead and check it out. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. Moving on, we got the Lost Tapes. Great compilation of Nas songs right here. Really dope. Boom, boom. Moving on, we got Godson. Now, this is interesting. This I have 3 different pressings for. First one is just the standard 2002 United States pressing. Nothing too flashy. Moving on, I have the 2002... I think this is a US pressing. I'm kind of forgetting. But either way, this is a deluxe edition. And I have another one. But this is a deluxe edition. It's got 2 discs. Boom. This is the album. And then here are bonus tracks right here. Bonus tracks are Thugs Mirror Freestyle, Pussy Kills, and the G.O.D. The G.O.D., if I recall, is my favorite of the 3. It's also got a gallery, exclusive Godson gallery, which means this is an enhanced CD. And then lastly, this is the same thing as that, but it also has track 15, which is One Mic, the Brain Power remix. Brain Power being an MC from the Netherlands. Shout out to Brain Power. But yeah, it's also got the 2 discs, just like the other pressing. So boom, there you have it. Moving on, we have, maybe some of y'all don't know this. This is the Seventh Coming mixtape. This is before Street's Disciple. It's got a bunch of songs on here just used to promote Street's Disciple, 26 tracks, hosted by LES. My favorite on here is Serious featuring AZ because up to this point when I had heard this, that was one of the few songs that I hadn't heard, and I really, really, really like that song. Moving on to the album that it was promoting would be Street's Disciple. So this is interesting because I have the US and I have the Japan pressing. And the US pressing is interesting because it lists that Disc 1 has 11 songs and Disc 2 has 12 songs, when in fact, Disc 1 actually has 12 songs and Disc 2 has 13 songs. 12th song on Disc 1 is You Know My Style, and the 13th song on Disc 2 is Thief's Theme, which is, I think it's pretty stupid because why would you not list Thief's Theme, which was a single for the album, which was an incredible single, by the way. Why would you not release that on the track list of the album is beyond me. It's actually stupid if you ask me. But double discer. And then for the Japan pressing actually does say You Know My Style and Thief's Theme, but the bonus track on the Japan pressing is the Thief's Theme Checkmate remix, which I don't care about that remix too much. I just prefer the original. Moving on, we got Hip Hop Is Dead. Boom, 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 right there. This is just a standard US pressing. I believe there's another pressing with bonus tracks. I don't have that one. Was it European? Was it Japan? I don't remember. But boom, here's the standard US. Then we got Nas's Greatest Hits. This one, there's nothing really like crazy on here. It's got the Street Dreams remix with R. Kelly. That was a really good song. And then it's got Surviving the Times, which is a great Nas song. And then it's got the Less Than an Hour song, which is from Rush Hour 3, which I'm not as crazy about that. It's got CeeLo Green on it, but I'm just not as crazy about that track. Then we got Nas's album Untitled. We have the original, and then we have the bonus. The bonus has the track Like Me on it. Like I said, this album, I don't like it all too much, so I'm not going to go ahead and keep talking about it. Then we got Nas's album with Damian Marley. We have the Digipick version of the album right here. I thought it was a pretty decent album, man. I don't think it's like great, but I think it's pretty good. Then we got Distant Relatives right here, just on Jewel Case. Digipack, Jewel Case, boom. Moving on, we got Life Is Good, an incredible album. Love this one right here. Life Is Good, Digipack as well. There you have it. Next up, let's go ahead and get into some Nasir. This is the one produced by Kanye West. Digipack as well. This one I actually kept sealed. I think it's because I had pre-ordered it and I had the digital sent to my email, so I didn't open this one. I probably should do that. Next up, we got the Lost Tapes 2. This is possibly my least favorite Nas release. It's a compilation, so I won't go too hard on them because they're just, loose tracks and they add them here and there, and maybe they recorded some new ones for it. But in general, it's just kind of a mashup of songs left around on the cutting room floor. Then we got Nas's King's Disease right here. Pretty good release. I like King's Disease 2 also. Not sure which one I like more, but I don't have King's Disease 2 yet because the physical pressings haven't shipped yet. Got the Firm album, got the Queensbridge Finest release right here too. Those are my CD albums. Let's go ahead and get into the CD singles real quick. All right, the CD singles, we have some just slipcases right here. We have Nas's Nostradamus. Boom. Like I said, not the craziest fan of this song. We got Hate Me Now, and as you'll notice, these are different covers from the other singles that I'd shown. Got Yourself a Gun, big time banger. Made You Look, so good. And then we got Get Down from the Godson album. Super great stuff. Now we got some just jewel case singles. We have Nas's Like. This one, these are actually exact replicas. I remember I bought one of them, and the other one I just got for free. So that's why I have two of them. Nas's Like. On the B-side, it's got Dr. Knock Boots. Boom, boom. Moving on, we got the track Nostradamus right here. This is actually still sealed. Boom, boom. And then, what's this? Is this Rule? Yeah, this is Rule featuring Amory, or Amory. Amory? I always forget her name. But Rule right here. And this song, do I like this song? I don't remember. I never played this song, but you have it here anyways. And this is interesting because if I recall, the vinyl does not have a picture cover at all. But I don't remember what I think of that song. I'm going to have to go ahead and re-listen to it. Then we got I Can, big time amazing song right here. Thief's Theme from the Street Disciple album, one of my favorite Nas songs. Hype Sticker got a little damage to it. Uchi Wally CD single right here. Next up, we have some J-Card releases. So most of these were pressed in the European Union, if I recall. First up, we got If I Ruled the World, amazing right here. And it's got The World Is Your Q-Tip mix and a halftime remix on there too. Street Dreams, love this cover, bro. I can't get over it. If I Ruled the World on one of the other tracks, the R. Kelly remix, one of the other tracks, and another remix. Hate Me Now. So this is interesting. We got the Hate Me Now Nas Like. We have two different covers. This one with the Blaze of 50 bonus track right here, and this one with the Street Dreams R. Kelly remix and If I Ruled the World. So boom. Two different, the same single but different track lists and then different covers right there. So very interesting how they rolled that out in the European Union. Then we got Nas's You Owe Me with New World and Come Get Me, made in England right here. And then we got I Can with the remix right here. And this was pressed in either the European Union, if I'm pretty certain. Boom. And then we got right here, Can't Forget About You. One of my favorite Nas. This is one of my favorite songs that no one talks about from Nas. And it's a great one right here. Really dope stuff. Moving on, let's go ahead and get into the tapes, man. So first off, we got Illmatic, right? We got It Was Written, I Am. Scoot these over. I Am, and we got Nostradamus right there. Pretty cool, since all the covers look very similar, to have them next to each other. We have Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, and Nazir. So I am missing Godson. Don't have that yet. I'll get it. It's not a big deal. King's Disease and the Lost Tapes 2. And I have such a gripe with the Lost Tapes 2, bro. Not only is the album not that good, or compilation really is not that good, but on top of that, they really skimped us out. Seriously, they release it in just a cardboard sleeve when it's bro, it should come in an actual hard case. So that was very frustrating in my opinion, but it is what it is, I guess. Moving on to the other things I got on cassette with Nas, we have the Queensbridge Finest right here, and then we got the Firm, which the Firm album is interesting because it's also not in a hard case, but it is in a SIG box. So there you have it. Cassette pops out, artwork pops out. Really dope when they did these things. There's not a ton of these out there. Well, not talking about this album in particular, but there's not a lot of releases that use the SIG box feature, but there's quite a few. So we got the Firm sampler on cassette tape as well. And then we have this Nas Is Coming sampler, Pause, the Nas Is Coming sampler, which is for the It Was Written album, which interestingly enough, it's got excerpts of things. It's got a Nas freestyle featuring Kid Capri on here, and it's also got a Silent Murder excerpt. So I'm pretty sure people in the U.S. were like, oh, Silent Murder, that didn't make it to the album. And then obviously it made it to Europe, which I wonder if in the mid-90s people in the U.S. knew it came out in Europe. But anyways, boom, boom, boom. Then we got this right here, which is a Nas and Nature. So this is excerpts from these albums, Nas's I Am and Nature's For All Seasons right here, put out by Columbia Records. So pretty interesting stuff. Then we got classic The World Is Yours on cassette single, Street Dreams. We got It Ain't Hard to Tell, boom, boom, boom. And then we got Hate Me Now. Really dope stuff right here. Let me clear this table up. It's getting a little hectic, and I'll get into my last stuff that I got. Okay, so got my DVDs up here. First off, we got One Mic, the video. This is the video, as well as Got Yourself a Gun right here. Boom, boom, both from the Stillmatic album. Right there, you have it right there. Boom, boom. Next up, we got the Made You Look Godson live. If I recall, or actually, let me just double check. Made You Look Godson Live is Nas's first ever concert DVD. So there you have it. It's got the concert, it's got music videos, it's got special features. I don't remember this totally. I'm going to have to rewatch this. But yeah, man. Nas, I've seen him live a few times. He's awesome. Boom. I didn't see him in this era, though. I was too young. But I did see him at Rock the Bells. Seen him another time. Then next up for DVDs, I have The Time Is Illmatic DVD. This is another one that I have not seen in a very long time. I saw this when it released, so whenever that was. Nas Illmatic, also interesting. This is when the Hennessy ads were in. He's still involved with Hennessy as well. And this released in 2014, so then that was the 20-year anniversary for Illmatic. Next up, we have Nas Life is Good box set. So I'm not going to bore you with the details because I actually did do an unboxing video on my Life is Good collection, which has this in it. So go ahead, click the link up there. Also leave it in the description. Boom, Nas Life is Good box set. Same applies for this. This is an Illmatic limited edition box set right here. I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well. Boom, I have a Nas Illmatic entire video collection. Obviously you saw it here, but I definitely go a lot more in depth, show things way closer. It's a pretty solid video if you like Illmatic. Moving on, I have magazines from Nas. Interestingly enough, I did mention Sopranos, and we have Nas with Junior here. If you've seen Sopranos, you know who Junior is. This is a complex magazine. Just very interesting. Nas and Junior take respect, so that's interesting. We got another complex magazine. I like this photo shoot. Nas Life is Good, promoting Life is Good, and pretty dope image. It's got some crates of his vinyl. And boom, boom. Next up, we got a couple source issues. We have this Nas source issue right here. This one was released in December of 2001, issue 147. Rocking all blue. And they put like a bluish effect on his eyes, which I think is kind of weird. But moving on, we got another Nas cover. This one, I really messed with this cover. It's super dope. Nas right there. And this is May of 1999, issue 116. And lastly, last part of this video, I'm sure I'm forgetting other things too, but this is all I remember. This is something that I bought on eBay back in the day. There was this company called Finale, and all this stuff, they're just making like images, throwing them on t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, whatever. And this is a Nas one that I picked up. And I remember in high school I was wearing this a lot. I was rocking so much stuff from Finale back in the days. I'd be surprised if any of y'all know what that was, because I was so big up on it. I remember no one in my high school had it, but no one cared back then. Like, I was like such a nerd, but still am. But anyways, we have here a sweatshirt, Finale right there, and then look at this. It's got Nas Illmatic, and it was written right there at the bottom right there. See that? And then on the back, it's got I Am and Nostradamus. Look at that. So I always thought it was really cool. It's got the Queen Bridge chain right here on the side sleeve, and then it's got the Queen's Bridge, just Queen's Bridge right there up top there. So I remember I really, really liked this sweatshirt. I wore it a few times back in the day. And yeah, Finale, I was buying from their eBay store quite a bit back in the day, and I don't know if they still have one. If you like this stuff, go ahead and look it up. I have a ton of shirts, and I'm telling you, like, I had Bone Thugs and Harmony. I even bought a Kendrick Lamar shirt. Like, there was just a lot of stuff that I bought from their store. Slick Rick, the list goes on. But if you made it this far in this video, please subscribe, like it. A lot of people have asked me to do full artist collections. And here's one. This is one of my bigger ones, man. Nas is one of my favorite artists of all time. I just went over 100 items that I have in my collection. By the time you see this video, I'll probably have another Nas thing. And like I said, I didn't include some things like, you know, the Belly soundtrack and those movies and other things, kind of like where he had more of a minimal role in terms of the music aspect of things. But Nas is just one of my favorite rappers ever. I still think he's putting out quality music. If you do like these videos, please let me know. The feedback helps me a lot. If there's anything you'd like changed, let me know. And let me know your favorite Nas stuff. I mean, it's Nas's birthday today. So, or at the time of this recording, it's the day before. This is September 13th. Video's coming out on his birthday, September 14th. So drop one of your favorite Nas moments. What do you like about him? And,
Let me know if there's anything cool that you'd like me to buy, because I'm always looking. But anyways, Amir Rahimi on a Rappin' and Snackin'. Hit me up on Instagram at Rappin' and Snackin'. I'll reply to all y'all. Appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.